Hello and welcome to another episode of MMOFTW here on MMORPG.com. I'm your host, Bill Murphy, and this is the week that was in MMO news. First up is a pretty big bombshell if you're in the world of Warcraft, and that's one of, 10 million people, I guess, right now. Tom Chilton has published a lengthy letter to the World of Warcraft community on the forums saying that he is now stepping down from his position as game director, with Ian Hazzikostas taking over, who was previously the assistant game director. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that Tom Chilton is leaving, and he's been on the project for a long time, and that nothing much else is changing because Hazzikostas has actually been doing a lot of great work with the Legion expansion, and it is one of the most popular expansions since Wrath of the Lich King. But I think the more curious part about the fact that Chilton is leaving the World of Warcraft team is that he is going to a brand new place down the hall, he says. He doesn't say he's moving to Overwatch, he doesn't say he's moving to Diablo or StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm or any of that. He's saying he's moving to a new project down the hall. It's unconfirmed at this point, I believe, but it does sound like more than anything that Tom Chilton is moving on to the next big game from the Blizzard developer out there in Irvine, California. So whether or not we'll hear about that at BlizzCon, it remains to be seen. But God, I hope it's a sort of Diablo MMO or, whatever they were hoping to make out of Destiny comes back in some form, because we could use another AAA Blizzard MMO. Am I right? And going on to some Project Genome news, going from AAA to indie, the guys over at Neuron Haze this week put Project Genome out in early access. That means it's on Steam for $29.99. Actually, I think it's actually a $15.99 for Bronze Avalon pack, so you don't have to pay that much to get into the buy-to-play MMO. It comes up with three different races: the human, the synth, the mutant. There's upgrading body parts with implants, mutagens, or simply using skills to hone your effectiveness. There's PvP, PvE, a huge open world to explore. You can get yourself a quad bikes, you can get wings and do some gliding and stuff like that. It all looks pretty cool, and even though it's early on, we'll be giving it a look-see and let you know what we think of it so far later on at MMORPG.com. That again is called Project Genome. But don't misspell it. It is Genome as in Genom without the final E. So there you go. And moving right along to Revelation Online news, everybody's hope for the next great Asian import MMO from my.com. Revelation Online's beta, the first closed beta, will be beginning on October 25th and going all the way through November 8th. Came out with a brand new trailer, so for those of you who have bought the Founders Packs or have been lucky enough to get one of the few closed beta keys going around, you'll be able to level up all the way to 49, participate in 3 vs 3 training, ranked arenas, fight in 10 vs 10 battlegrounds, and visit 4 dungeons with a variety of difficulties, as well as trying out all the new classes and everything like that, testing the core infrastructure, localization, all that stuff as the game nears its launch in the next few months. And speaking of new games, Daybreak Entertainment has registered a brand new domain called mythwarden.com. That's right, it is probably a new game, and how do we know? Well, we reached out to Daybreak Entertainment's PR, and the only thing we got in response was a very coy smiley face. Something tells me that within the next few months, hopefully within the next few weeks maybe even, we'll find out exactly what it is Daybreak is working on next. Maybe it has something to do with EverQuest, who knows? I doubt it, but you could always hope, because whenever I hear Myth Warden, it just sounds very fantastic or fantasy-driven, but I really hope it has nothing to do with MOBAs or first-person team-based shooters or mobile gaming. That's all I'm asking for, guys. And last but not least, boy, it's been a while since I've done one of these, as you can tell. Last but not least, the Guardians of Ember folks over at Incel Games have announced that the initial phase of beta testing and early access for those of you who pre-ordered the game through the Indiegogo campaign will begin on October 20th. That is just in about 6 or 7 days right now from the time I'm recording this, and that'll include all of Act 1 as well as some of the other stuff in the game, including crafting and everything like that. This is an action RPG MMO in the vein of Diablo, or maybe even Devilian might be a better comparison. It'll come out later on this year, but this is just the beginning of the game's development and testing here in the States. If you want to get in on it, you can pre-order it for I think $20. They're going with a buy-to-play model with an optional cash shop. Whether or not the cash shop will be something that we can get behind, we'll just have to wait and see what they bring us, and if it's available in the sort of early access testing, we'll be sure to let you know. I actually put my own money on this one for $15. I bought into it via the Indiegogo campaign because, as you all know, I'm a sucker for action RPG MMOs, so I can't wait to see what this one's all about, and I hope that it is a good time. I'll let you know. That does it for this week, folks. I will probably, hopefully, have another one of these for you next week, but I've also got my brother-in-law's wedding coming up. It's been a very, very busy fall so far, which is why these have been so sparse lately. I do apologize. I'll try to get back to doing them as we near the holidays, but as you know, any of you guys with family and stuff like that, it gets harder and harder during these months, but I'll try to stay on top of it. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for listening to me ramble on, and remember, don't let a bad pug get you down.
Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMOFTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.